This is Chapter 3, Section 8, and we'll be discussing temperature and converting temperatures from one unit to another. Temperature is a measure of the average kinetic energy of individual particles in a substance. And all substances, whether they're solids, liquids, or gases, are made up of particles that are constantly in motion. Temperature is measured using an instrument called a thermometer, and in the English system, we use Fahrenheit degrees, which is abbreviated as the little superscript for degree, Fahrenheit. So that's the system that we use here in the United States, and in science, all sciences use Celsius degrees, so we'll be having to make some conversions. In the Fahrenheit degrees, the freezing point of water is 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and the boiling point of water is 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Celsius degrees is the temperature scale used in the metric system, and again we use the superscript for degree and capital C for Celsius. In this scale, freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius, and the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. The Kelvin unit, capital letter K, is the temperature scale used in the SI system. And the coldest temperature is 0 K. They don't use degrees for Kelvin, they just refer to it as K. And absolute zero is the temperature when all particles stop moving, and that's negative 273.15 degrees Celsius. Fahrenheit and temperature conversions. We use these formulas, and these will be supplied to you on the exam. 1.8 degrees Celsius plus 32 is equal to degrees Fahrenheit. So if you are given Celsius degrees and you need to convert to degrees Fahrenheit, you would use this formula and insert your degrees Celsius in here. If you're given Fahrenheit temperature and you need to convert to degrees Celsius, this formula has already been rearranged down to this, and so you would have Fahrenheit degrees minus 32 and then divide by 1.8. The biggest thing about using these more advanced formulas is to remember your order of operations, so that anything that's done in parentheses is done first. So your subtraction would be done first, and then you divide by 1.8. So we'll go on to do an example. If we're going to convert negative 55 degrees Celsius to degrees Fahrenheit, we're going to use that first formula where we're given the degrees Celsius. So 1.8 degrees Celsius plus 32 is equal to degrees Fahrenheit. Now remember, you don't have to memorize these formulas because they will be provided to you on the exam. Now we put in 1.8 again times, when the variable is right next to a number, it generally means to multiply by it. So it's 1.8 times the temperature in degrees Celsius. So it's times negative 55 plus 32 is equal to degrees Fahrenheit. So we'll want to do what's the order of operations, work from the left to the right. 1.8 times negative 55 is a negative 99 plus 32 will equal our degrees Fahrenheit, and then you add a negative 99 to 32 and you end up with a negative 67 for your temperature. So it's negative 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Converting Celsius to Kelvin temperature is really easy. All you have to do is take your temperature in degrees Celsius and add 273 to it, and that will give you K, or Kelvin. So an example, convert 1475 K to Celsius temperature. All you have to do is rearrange this formula. If you subtract 273 from both sides, that will give you 0. So our new formula, these will cancel out, and our new formula will be degrees Celsius is equal to K minus 273. So for this one, our K was 1475 minus 273, and that will give you 1202 degrees Celsius.